I hyped today's show on Facebook. I told all my followers to tune in and check it out. It's on the World Wide Web and everything. So I'm going to bring my A game today.
Why were you so confident that you'd bring out all your A game? Are you just going to wax poetic about Taylor Swift being the person of the year?
I'm fine with that.
How are you with the Mariah Carey? By the end of that, did you not want to punch somebody in the back of the head? You went to the Mariah Carey Christmas show.
My review said when she was on stage singing, it was impeccable. Her voice is just a force of nature, but there was too many times she was not on stage. She kept going backstage. She would bring the band out, and it was just a very choppy performance.
Costume changes?
Oh, she only did 3 costumes the whole show. That was a part of the reason. I don't know. Maybe she had her twins as part of the act, and they're like 13, 12 years old right now. She had them singing some songs and dancing, so you can see where it's going. And they're very talented, but they're not, Mariah Carey talented. And
how much did a Mariah Carey ticket cost?
They weren't as bad as you would think. I can't throw a number out there.
My point is, whatever they cost, do you think anybody popped that cash to see her kids sing?
I'm going to say no.
All right.
No, they did not. And don't get me wrong. And then she did a medley of all her hits, and that's when people really came alive. So, to be honest, she was better when I started at the Benham Center in 2018, where there was no need to try to be Trans-Siberian Orchestra, no need to have Santa throwing merch into the crowd and this big sleigh come out and all that kind of stuff. When she was just on stage singing, that's when she's really something to behold.
Did you happen to see Brenda Lee just passed Mariah Carey this year? Whatever the Christmas song Mariah Carey is.
I saw you post that.
Brenda
yes.
Lee, when she was 13, recorded, what's the name of the song?
Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
Yeah. It's #1 in the country Christmas music right now.
It's timeless to me. That's a song that's always sounded good, always sounded fresh. I'm not tired of that song.
Is there any holiday music that's just bad, but we tolerate it as a society because it's holiday music, and if we say it's bad, somebody will call us a Scrooge?
Old Lang Syne bores me and saddens me. It's the final song of the year. Maybe it needs to have some emotion, but it makes me depressed. And I don't want to end my year and begin my new year depressed. I wish we had a better New Year's Eve song. How about you?
No, I like all of them.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I like the silly ones. I like the goofy ones. I like the ones that you can't get away but once a year playing.
Did you ever hear the Bottle Rockets?
Yes.
Brand New Year, Same Old Trouble, Stroke of Midnight, didn't mean to think. Yeah.
One of those
That's
underrated
more
bands.
Depressing.
Yeah,
yes.
One of those underrated bands. Well, we talk about depressing. Christmas in New York, the Shane MacGowan?
Yes.
That's not a happy song.
Well, the opening line is Christmas Eve in the drunk tank, and then it gets worse after that. But people love it, and I'm one of them, because it's the idea that they took this rough, gruff voice of Shane MacGowan and paired it with the angelic Kirsty MacColl. It was just a stroke of genius. And then you had her spewing lines you wouldn't expect someone with a beautiful voice saying as she's coming back at him in a good argument. It's a fun song.
While we're talking about people with crap voices, do you know Tom Waits' birthday is today?
I did not. How old?
74, going on 1,000.
Jim Morrison would have been 80 tomorrow.
Does that make you feel old when you see that? The leader of April Wine, was it? That just passed away?
Yes. Denny Lane, also of Wings and Paul McCartney's Wings and the Moody Blues, died. Yeah, the Beaver County tie. Denny Lane showed up at Lincoln Park Performing Arts Center because the Granati brothers wanted to do a British invasion show. Somehow, some way, they knew Pete Bennett, who used to promote the Beatles. Not that that's hard to do, but he got Denny Lane, and I remember on stage seeing him playing "Live and Let Die" and "Band on the Run" and these amazing songs.
At Lincoln Park.
At Lincoln Park. He went out to a bar in Chippewa, Accelerators, either before or after the show. They took him out drinking in Beaver County. This was a guy who toured the planet with Paul McCartney.
How busy do you get this time of year, being Santa and whatnot? Scott Tady is the entertainment editor for the Beaver County Times.
I haven't put it on weight. Yes, you're true.
I was talking to the commissioners. I think Jack Manning Friday has 5 different Christmas parties that he needs to show up.
Ooh, that's a lot of rubber chicken.
That dry chicken circuit, baby. We've got today, we're at Al's Pizza. Tomorrow, Christmas on Merchant. Do you get as busy as we do for the holidays? Because a lot of shows come in.
Yes, for sure. I was at the Beaver Falls Library this past weekend. They had a marvelous show. For the first time in years, they had the second story open, and they were showing off. Byron Nash was entertaining, and they had this great spread of food. It was that library in Beaver Falls. Let me tell you, they got big plans for bringing that back. I mean, it's there. It's doing wonders now, but to bring it back to its original glory, I got to see the top floor. There's a ballroom there, Eddie, from like the 20s. It's still there. So yeah, but to answer your question, I'll see you guys at New Brighton on Saturday, right? You're broadcasting from the Fire and Ice Festival.
We are at the Fire and Ice Festival.
I'll be there for that. Although they had to cancel the Beaver County's Got Talent contest. I was one of the judges, and not enough people signed up. I don't know what to go with that, but I'll still be there roaming the streets.
Why? There's a ton.
Exactly.
There's a ton of talent.
They had an entrance fee, and I think that may have scared some people away.
Because our sister station, we're playing holiday music and Christmas music. No lie. At least half of the holiday and Christmas music we're playing was recorded in Beaver County or Western PA.
You have the new James Tobin Christmas song, I believe.
Absolutely.
Yes. Good for you guys.
Yeah. Almost like we know what we're doing.
And should we plug our own big Christmas show we're having here in, what, is it 2 weeks? Aren't we?
Are we?
Or is that a secret?
I don't know.
There's live entertainment coming into the studio for 3 hours of... That's what I was told.
I'm staring at you like a dog watching a magic trick right now.
I don't think it was I'm not supposed to know. You guys are having a big Christmas party. We've had it every year. Come on. Live music. Dawn Savage is one of the singers. Details forthcoming.
Pending.
Yes.
See, dude, you know more about it than I do. I'm here every day. You come in once a week. Scott Tady is my guest. He is a writer for the Beaver County Times. Favorite Christmas song? Just don't tell me why. Don't care why. Favorite Christmas song?
Oh, come all you faithful. I don't know why.
It's a standard?
Yeah, it just goes back to, I can get on board with that. Some of them are too somber for me, too solemn. But if you're looking for a popular one, Rock Around a Christmas Tree is a pretty good example. The King's Father Christmas is totally not about the spirit of the season, but it still makes me smile, and it's a good commentary on our society. So I like that on a different level.
How are you with Oi to the World by No Doubt? Have you heard that, Chris? It's sort of a Christmas song.
Is it like ska, No Doubt, back in the day?
No, it's not even that entertaining. It's just Oi to the World, and I thought, okay.
I know your sister station, the Beaver, is playing AC/DC's Christmas Ode, I Want a Mistress for Christmas.
We try and cover with the broad brush.
That song makes me laugh, but you don't hear it in church.
No, you don't hear it in church. That's okay. There's most of the music that came up on my rotation yesterday. I was playing music from the Genevans.
Oh, yeah,
Beaver Valley Choral Society.
About that.
That makes me so much happier than, Mariah Carey.
I can see that point. Yeah, It's local talent. There's a show at the Park Presbyterian Church this Sunday. 8 members of the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra are coming to Beaver to do a tribute to Ukraine. And some of them are from Europe and have some very personal feelings about Ukraine. But to get that world-class talent, PSO, come on, they're nominated for Grammys, one of the best orchestras in the country, coming to Beaver for a show. Put that on your radar, too.
Do you think people realize that the talent in Western PA is on par with the talent literally anywhere on the planet? Or do we look at it and go, well, okay, that's our B.E. Taylor?
That's a good way. Yeah, I don't think everyone in Pittsburgh quite appreciates the level, and I think the rest of the country definitely does not appreciate the level of talent here. But, the PSO stands up against any symphony orchestra outside of maybe New York, and the Grammy Award nominee people at least recognize that.
It is Teleforum. Scott Tady of the Beaver County Times is my guest. We're going to talk more crap about Mariah after this.
Join 99.3 FM and WBVP for an on-site broadcast today from 4 to 6 p.m. from the newest pizza shop in Beaver County, Al's Pizza, next to Fisher's Beverage in New Brighton. Yes, the owner of the food truck whose pizza you enjoy now has a storefront in New Brighton next to Fisher's Beverage. We will be live and on location today, so stop by and order some pizza and say hello. See you later today at Al's Pizza in New Brighton from 4 to 6 p.m. next to Fisher's Beverage.
Joe Flynn here with Flynn's Tire. Let the Flynn's Goodyear credit card help you save all season long. Get up to $200 back by online or mail-in rebate on a set of 4 select Goodyear or Kelly tires when you use the Flynn's Goodyear credit card. Offer valid on purchases made October 1st to December 31st, 2023. So when you need tires, just drive in. Flynn's will get you in today.
And tell them Flinny sent you.
The Goodyear credit card is subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions apply.
For beauty all under one roof, discover Una Bella Beauty and Wellness Studio, owned and operated by Amanda Babel, a full-service day spa specializing in hair, nails, and facials for the entire family. The boutique features women's clothing, natural body products, soaps, purses, jewelry, and much more. Stop by Saturday, December 9th from 1 to 4 p.m. for a very Bella holiday celebration during the holiday open house with lots of specials and vendors. Una Bella Beauty and Wellness Studio, 611 Merchant Street in Ambridge.
If you're a parent that's already watched plenty of youth baseball or soccer games, you know the value of teamwork. Whether it's the team on the field or your team of family members at home, strengthening that group can pay off in many ways. Keystone Wellness Programs is offering their free Strengthening Families program in Beaver County for families of children ages 10 to 14. Learn how to increase family bonding and communications, all while having fun together. Visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org for details.
Join Beaver County Radio on our Facebook and YouTube pages this Friday night for live video coverage of this year's Christmas on Merchant Street Parade and Festival. Beaver County Radio's Eddie Crow, Frank Sparks, and me, Curtis Walsh, will have live video coverage starting at 5:30 p.m. The parade gets underway at 6 and will feature the big guy himself, Santa Claus. Beaver County Radio's video coverage of Christmas on Merchant Street is being brought to you by the Alvarez Hahn Funeral Home, Una Bella Health and Wellness Studio, Merchant Street Coffee Company, and Beaver County Radio.
The world is rushing to renewable energy. But why so fast? What will be the unintended consequences of abandoning fossil fuel-based power before we're ready? How will our quality of life be impacted? We are racing down this road, but a new narrative is evolving. Not so fast. Learn how coal contributes to our quality of life at thecoalhardtruth.com.
Merry Christmas from St. Barnabas Broadcasting.
And Merry Christmas to you, Scott Tady. Scott Tady is my guest. He is the entertainment editor for the Beaver County Times. He survived the Mariah Carey concert earlier. Well, tell me about the crowd. I mock, and it's... I guess it's not mockable, but Mariah Carey does the Christmas thing, and... it's kind of a little mini Taylor Swift vibe. The people that really like Mariah Carey really like Mariah Carey. What's the crowd like at a gig like that?
There were a lot of Santa hats, and there were a lot of those red Santa costumes. Some would have made the naughty list, to be honest. There were some low plunging necklines, I gotta say.
Went with
you should see what the women
trashy
were wearing,
Santa?
but no, it was they were part of the fun. Actually, the crowd was into it. It was mixed age. I was surprised how many early 20-somethings there were. Mariah's 52, I believe. So
is it the second generation?
I think so.
Is it? I
saw some mother daughters, and I mean, grown adult daughters and mothers, and it was a big night out, and everyone was wearing red sweaters, red this, red that. But
were you wearing red?
I wore green. Green is the underrated Christmas color. It's red and green, and everyone feels obligated to go red. I'm a green guy.
Just to be different, just to stand out.
Yeah, no, look, it's a better color for me.
While we're talking Christmas, how do you feel about elves? Because they freak me out.
I'm not a big fan of their cookies. I don't know. What do you think about the Willy Wonka prequel they're doing with Timothy Chalamet?
What do you mean why would they do that?
That's the first question.
To show how Gene Wilder ended. Look, they ain't made a better one since Gene Wilder,
Truth.
Jack Albertson. All of that was the best one. You can remake it all you want. If it's not noticeably better, you wasted your time. Same thing can be said with Where the Buffalo Roam.
Oh, okay.
Don't care if you brought Johnny Depp and Benicio del whatever to do it. All right? Bill Murray and Peter Boyle did it first. Why would you rewrite that? And while we're talking about it,
what if I told you that Hugh Grant plays one of the Oompa Loompas?
That won't help me.
That makes it worse.
I did read an interview. He found that role to be deeply unpleasant. He did not care for it.
I bet the audience may feel the same. But I like Timothy Chalamet. If anyone can pull it off, it's him, but I'm skeptical. And like you, I don't know if I need the backstory of how William Wonka came to be. I kind of like using my imagination.
I don't care.
Yeah.
He shows up, he does the flip and welcomes the kids in, and that's when the story starts.
Yes.
Okay, I'll pose this question to you. If you had to bet your last dollar, is the new Spinal Tap going to hold up to the legend of the original Spinal Tap? Because Garth Brooks is going to be in it.
Yeah.
Sir Elton John's going to be in it. I think McCartney's going to be in it.
He is, some way. I'm afraid to say I do not think it will, because people like me who worship that movie have our standards so high. It may be funny. It'll be better than a lot of movies, but I don't think it can reach the pure genius of the original mockumentary. How about you? Rockumentary.
I like the idea that all the same people are in it.
True.
Okay, and it's a group of people that are, as far as I'm concerned, as good at making comedy films as ever.
Christopher Guest,
Michael McKean, Parker Posey's going to show up, no doubt, and somewhere in it. They did This Mighty Wind. They did Waiting for Guffman. They did Best in Show. All brilliant movies. So I have hope.
There's a lot of material there to talk about because they portrayed a fake metal band. And just like we saw today, Def Leppard announced they're doing a stadium tour at PNC Park next year. So to do the thing of an aging, way past its prime metal band still finding relevance, there's comedic material there for sure.
There's material there just in the aging process. Now, who's going to be the drummer that spontaneously combusts?
Yes. Oh, let's hope. Maybe Garth.
Stumpy Joe.
Yeah.
I think it was the first one in the first movie was Ed Begley Jr.
I did not know that.
The old black and white Flower People era.
Oh, yes.
Ed Begley Jr.
One of those drummers choked on vomit and died. Of course, it wasn't his own vomit, as you recall. But
for the people that haven't seen Spinal Tap, they're listening going, what in God's name? It was a documentary about a heavy metal band. Rob Reiner was the director of the documentary, and it follows this heavy metal band through an American tour. It starts out sketchy, and it gets worse.
A lot of great guest appearances, too. Fran Drescher. Paul Schaefer. These people pop up out of nowhere in this movie.
Kick me right there. It's my fault. Kick me. Bruno Kirby.
Oh, okay.
As the limo driver.
Oh, I wasn't aware. Okay.
There are a whole lot of people that showed up, and it's like, oh, I know who that is. Their manager, the guy walking around with the cricket bat.
Yes.
One of the original writers for the original National Lampoon magazine.
Oh, no kidding.
That's where that guy came from.
He had the great line explaining how ticket sales were poor in Boston. Well, it's not a good college town. Yeah, that showed so many quotable moments. If you haven't had a chance to see it, it just spoofs music documentaries to perfection.
Did it catch lightning in a bottle? Was it? Because I remember when it came out, it was like, all right, that might be cool. Nobody expected much from it, and it became literally an underground cult all-time classic, like Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I remember Steven Tyler of Aerosmith being aghast when they had an album come out that had Stonehenge on the cover, and of course they make fun of Stonehenge in the movie, and he said it was spot on. He at the time said the satire was just done to perfection.
The greatest line from the movie. Give me one line.
I mean, crank it to 11. I don't know. What do you got?
Here lies Michael St. Hubbins, and why not?
Yeah. The whole song, Big Bottom, I can sing from. Or you got to love the
Which
title.
Which comes up a lot at Christmas, doesn't it?
Tonight You're Gonna Rock Me Tonight, one of the better song titles. Nothing redundant there.
What should I have asked you that I didn't ask you while we were talking about the remake? It's not a remake, it's the follow-up.
Yes.
What should I have asked you that you wanted to talk about?
Oh, geez, my top albums of the year column comes
out.
Yes. This tomorrow I'll post my top albums of the year. It wasn't a great year it wasn't like a breakout number one epic album we'll be talking about 20 years from now, but a lot of good ones. A lot of B+, A- kind of albums out there this year.
Stuff that you liked at the end of the year, but you don't think 10 years from now is still going to be, oh my God, do you remember when that came out?
That is true.
Will you give me one album on your list that I would like?
I made a case for the Rolling Stones album. I have it in my top 10. That's an excellent album. Some people may disagree. Some people will agree. But
does it all sound like the Rolling Stones?
Yes, and that's the genius of it.
That's only worked for, 50 years?
Yeah, more now. Right?
Scott Tady, Merry Christmas to you, my friend.
To you, and I can't wait for that Christmas show I think we're doing here.
Well, we are now that you said it. Scott Tady of the Beaver County Times on Teleforum from the Fry Transportation Studio.
Beaver County Radio proudly welcomes Fry Transportation to their family. You're listening to 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP, live from the all-new Fry Transportation Studios.
Beaver County Radio is your source for local news in Beaver County and surrounding areas. Tune in weekdays starting at 6:30 a.m. for news reports at the top and bottom of each hour with Curtis Walsh. Eddie Crow has afternoon news at the bottom of each hour, and news correspondents Sandy Giordano and Matt Durzik have reports from local school board and municipal meetings. You can also follow Beaver County Radio on our website at beavercountyradio.com and our Facebook page for breaking news as it happens. With all that coverage, you don't need to go anywhere else but Beaver County Radio News and beavercountyradio.com.
It's always the right time to shop the Hopewell Shopping Center, no matter what the season, no matter what the reason. It's truly your neighborhood shopping place with such a large variety of businesses that offer food, shopping, fine dining and quick serving restaurants, personal services,